So if a recruiter's working for an organization, typically what they start with is a requisition. The hiring manager fills it out. It's got lots of detail on it about what they're looking for, where they think perhaps you might find some candidates. Maybe. Some do, some don't. But requisitions usually have to be approved so that the job then gets funded. One of the most frustrating things, that I hope it hasn't happened to you, but I know it probably has, is that you're in process of interviewing for a job and you find out that it no longer is available because the funding was pulled for that position. That happens. It happens all the time, especially in Washington, D.C., where so many companies are government contractors, where contracts come and go so quickly. So it starts with the requisition, maybe. Then the recruiter meets with the, oh, I love that. Daryl, good. What are the habits of a good recruiter? I think the good recruiter wants to know everything possibly about the jobs that they're recruiting for. Spend a lot of time during this process that I'm just describing when they meet with the hiring manager before they even go out looking. A good recruiter will ask excellent questions about what is most important, what are the requirements for this job. You all know that probably the requisition has skills that are required and skills that are desired and skills that would just, if you could find one of these, it would just blow this place wide open. So a good recruiter would ask great questions, find out as much as possible about the job, what the job does, and what skills the person needs in order to succeed. Would also ask questions like, why is the job open? What happened to the person who had the job before? Or if it's a new job, perhaps then they would ask about why is it needed now? So a good recruiter is curious. Looking for a seasoned recruiter, it depends on what sometimes you don't have a choice of what recruiters you're going to work with. Yeah, it's great if you find out that recruiter has been with the organization for a while, but many times that they're not. Many times they're brand new with the company, and that drives me crazy, I would say. I don't think new people should be recruiters, but it happens all the time. Okay, so a good recruiter would get all your questions answered. Typically, do recruiters write the job description based on client comments, or is that provided to them? Can I just say it depends? In most cases, it's given to them, that somebody probably, the hiring manager and somebody maybe in the HR department writes the job description based on what the requirements are. Recruiters typically don't write job descriptions, but perhaps if you are working at, maybe a seasoned recruiter could be part of that process. So one of the things that I think you need to know is that recruiters are typically monitored. There's something called time to fill. Organizations monitor how long it takes for jobs to be filled. And so recruiters have goals. They have goals that they really want to go beyond so that they get a good rating. So remember that sometimes they may shortcut some of the things that we're going to talk about because they may be working on many jobs. Recruiting may not be the only job that they have, although it depends. If you're working with an agency, that person probably is only doing recruiting. If you're working with someone, a recruiter within a company, they may also do other things within the HR department. You just don't know how their organization is structured. So don't assume that recruiting is the only thing that they're doing. And recruiters can have up to 40 and maybe even more requisitions that they're filling. So you can see the pressures that they're under to get jobs filled and get them filled as quickly as possible. And in many cases, hopefully, good organizations now also monitor the retention rate of it's not just enough to fill a job quickly. You're filling the job with the right person, going to stay with the organization and make a good contribution. So there's many quality control checks for recruiters so that they want to hire not just a warm body. They want to hire the right person who's going to make a contribution and stay with the company. And they get monitored on that or measured on that.